here. Can I have a volunteer to take minutes until she arrives?
I can do my best.
All right, thank you.
Don't ask me. Nathan,
Yeah, it's not,
Nathan said something
It's
and
not my
Marianne
strength.
replied and that'll be about it.
Yeah.
I was trying hard not to make eye contact.
Oh, here comes
Anyway.
Kimball right now.
Oh,
I
okay.
have done my best.
You
You
have
did,
done
yes.
your best. Thank you so much. All right, we'll wait for Kimball and
She does a
call the meeting to
fantastic
order
job.
shortly.
I hate to
Welcome
step
to
on her
those
toes.
of you who may be viewing on YouTube. Just want to let YouTube viewers know that any documents that we are examining here, you can FOIA request if you'd like to look at them. And the FOIA request form is on the town website. So we'll be referring to different documents as we go through our agenda today. And you are free to request those to look at yourself at any time. So welcome, Kimball. We are going to call the meeting to order at 6:34. And I'd like to call for a roll call. We'll start with you.
Sundance Campbell.
Kim Loracqua.
Nathan Finley?
Gretchen Fenley.
Mary Ann Royal.
Bill Higgins.
Anyone have any additions to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Seconded.
Okay. All in favor? Unanimous? Okay. We need to approve the August 27th minutes. I hope everyone had a chance to look over them.
Mhm.
Motion to approve as presented?
Second.
Oh, I did that? Okay. Okay, there is a motion to approve minutes as presented. Any discussion?
I
Okay,
think maybe the only discussion is the recording didn't have sound. I don't know if anyone tried to watch it.
We did not.
Oh, did but yeah. On YouTube. mostly.
okay. Have no ability to respond to
I
that.
don't know what happened. Yeah, because we definitely recorded the whole time. We're on here. It's just
Yeah.
it's just no sound. So-
Okay, okay. I will check that out with Casey to see how that's remedied when we are
Yeah,
here.
we'll see if this one.
Yeah,
I can see that sound bar, so
Yeah, the soundbar is bumping.
we'll see. We'll see. I'll double check too.
we may be all set. Okay,
Our friends might be upset.
again, motion to approve as presented. All in favor? Unanimous? Okay, this is our public comment period, but there is no one present.
You sure you want to stand up? You can stand up. You don't even
Invite
have to stand
people.
up for that matter.
You're off
We do ask you to tell
camera.
us the name. Make everybody think it's somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move right into the action plan. So Sundance, if you could work your miracle and
Oh,
go to
okay.
the
Yeah,
town
you
website and
See
pull
what
up
we
the
can
action
do.
plan
Okay.
and request access, we will begin. Yes? Mr.
As he's booting that up, I would like to give thanks to Nathan because he really did a wonderful job. And on that meeting that we had down there and the walk around, as evidenced by the document that he put out. I never would have thought of doing such a thing like that way. Of course, I don't have technical ability, but you did a wonderful job and he did it all. I just kind of wandered around
Yes, and
and
we,
checked out corners and stuff.
But to be fair, you were the public face and you talked to way more people than I did.
Okay, but
so
so it was a good team effort.
we will be looking at that when we get to that section in the action plan, but I do have a question. Would you all like a hard copy of this? Everyone got the copy that Nathan,
Yeah, I'd like a hard
Set.
copy.
If you have one.
Yeah, if you
take
have
it,
one,
yeah.
I'd take it. I can also print one.
I'm going to go get one for everyone. You'd
Got
like me
my
to?
Powerball. No, I have one.
You have.
I think you have to put the information.
So I
on
need
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very-
I will be right back.
And then
Makes
action
sense.
plan. It's an action plan, not in documents.
Gotcha.
It's where you don't expect it to be every time you hit into a tab.
Right?
It has
And then
all of
any
the
of those links
elements
will
that
get
we
you there.
need, but it feels a little clunky to be able to navigate it.
All right, so each component.
And there we go.
is separately, okay.
Yeah, it's got separate links to each sheet. They all go to the same place.
Gotcha, okay. So I'm, maybe you can get me up to speed because I didn't tune in, having missed last week. So you've been down to the site and, yeah.
Oh, it was a good.
I'd like to say I tried to listen and it was
Yeah,
muted,
no,
but I
you
didn't.
should have claimed that. Our viewership is like, yeah. So John Johansson, was that the last?
Yes,
Yeah.
we had a great walk around there. John Johansson and his wife Ann were there.
Oh, so you went down and walked it with John?
We went down
Because
and
he,
walked
like,
Saturday morning,
knows
and Nathan
everything
came down.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's very knowledgeable. He owns
Jones-
two marinas.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
in Rockport or Rockland, and one in Jonesport.
Pass them
And
along.
he has a marine publication,
Yeah,
and he pointed out a few things that we'll probably get to, but
Yep.
he walked around, and he looked at stuff, this works, that works. You gotta be careful here, you gotta be careful there. He introduced the name of, and I don't remember the name, an admiralty lawyer to deal with the boats. And that's all he will deal with is the water and the boats, nothing else. And he said it would be a good resource for questions. But I'll let everybody read there.
So I have funding sources on the agenda first. And I did that because, as I mentioned in an email, we might want to have each of us pick a funding source that we want to do a deep dive into, that you would be willing to do a deep dive into, to find out whether it is in reality something that would fit for us, as well as looking at the criteria, the complexity of the actual grant itself, or the process itself. So, would you be willing to start with that and then back up? Because we have something, I think, in each category to talk about tonight.
Yes.
Absolutely.
so
And we
you're,
could dispense of funding sources fairly quickly.
Right.
okay,
Okay. So, Land for Maine's future, we've already talked about. I said that's probably not an option, the notes, but public access to Maine's water is a Land for Maine's future sub-grant, which has totally different requirements. And it is a rolling grant, which is exciting to me because it means, we're able to apply when we're ready to apply, as opposed to meeting deadlines. But anyone interested in looking at that one?
Could we talk more about what you're thinking about? What does deep dive mean to you? Like what?
To go into the grant requirements itself,
Right.
to look at the grant requirements, to assess whether it is a good fit for what we're doing, to look at what the application process is, we went through this with two actual grants and two different committees. And got to a point where we realized we weren't going to be able to fulfill the requirements that the grant expected of us. So like, and there are some criteria in grants And I'll give you an example. The Solid Waste Committee wanted to start a food waste diversion project. And and there is grants for that. However, it would not support collecting and transporting the food waste to a composting facility. And that's what our whole budget was that. So we add little criteria. So if we can avoid doing a deep dive to see if there anything in the grant process, the grant application process, that would be problematic for us.
Do you mind, can we scroll down? So I don't know, it seems like the amount of work for each thing is pretty similar. You read through it,
Mhm.
see what they need, see and match it and kind of grade almost like
Right.
difficulty or are we a good match? So we could almost just run down and assign a name unless someone feels kind of called to a certain one and is more interested.
I would advise against, you aren't suggesting all of us look at all of them.
No, I'm
No.
just thinking, as we go through and choose.
Yes,
Pick a random
exactly.
one. Kind
Pick
of-
one.
Assign an eeny, meeny, miny, moe
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, the one, well, actually go up now. I was just seeing how many there were, but some of those aren't grants, actually.
No.
But it's still a
think
situation where you
doesn't
have to go see
matter.
what the criteria
I
are.
like
to fund
land
it.
for communities, that seems interesting. I'll sign up for that one. 15-day deadline.
It would be the March one, you'd probably be.
Oh, this is what.
Oh, the slow keyboard.
Marianne, I have a question.
Oh,
When we do roll
you have-
call, and then there's like a person that comes after roll call, I'm just putting them in roll call, that's fine, right? That's just like who's
Yeah.
here, they don't have to physically
Right.
be.
Actually, you're gonna have to request access to be able to put it
Oh,
it's
in.
in
Oh,
view
yes,
only.
you're in view only.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you have to request access.
I took her
How would
seat.
I do that in this moment?
If you click on that, it'll let you do it.
Hi.
You're just really sort of getting started, so you're trying to.
Yeah, excellent. We got
You can send that down to her. I wrote it, so I hope I don't need it.
part.
It came pretty fast last time.
What did it?
Oh, we're
The
trying
edit
to
access.
click into this.
Do that. You're signed in, no, you don't want, yeah, that's okay. So go back to view only, we'll get this down. Request edit access. Yep. Yep, and then just send, you don't need to do.
Yeah, I
it.
did. I
You
did
did
already
that
send mine,
already.
so.
Why am I not getting it? I got it last time.
Check your spam folder.
Good idea.
I'm not sure why it says the file is in spam.
Yeah,
No, it
I'm gonna
just,
add, while she's looking that up, I'm gonna ask to be excluded from any grant funding or anything like that to look at.
Do you
My
want,
ego is pretty damaged. I've applied for 2 grants. I'm actively trying to get a 3rd one, and I'm very skittish because I've got approved for all of them, but no money,
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
no money.
That's too bad.
And for whatever reasons, oh, your grant's looking good, and then all of a sudden they change the terms and conditions on it. So that tells me one of 2 things. They changed it after the submission, or they're just being nice and say, your grant app sucks. And right now I'm working on one for the cemetery, and my mind is involved heavily in that one. So I would ask to be
Mhm.
not take part in it. Anybody else? can
Well, I
use my
think that,
name,
yeah, I
put
think
credit
there's
down
enough
there
of
and
us to
do it
fill
that's
in.
fine.
all right, Carolina, what magic did you work?
She was doing it from
Yeah.
my computer. too.
And-
No,
Editor.
Oh,
the last 2 times
Okay.
I've
we're just trying to get access, if an alternate, if I can,
Did you log in as
Break
yourself?
down.
No.
No.
No, we opened it the same way and then we asked for permissions and she
Yeah.
got it in her
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
And you haven't gotten it?
No,
Oh, okay.
Didn't come over spam or anything.
no, it just pops up in my email.
I'll probably have to do it a third time.
I don't know that it's request sent, but where is it sent? Huh. Oh, this is not good.
Well, I could make notes of who signs up for what and then go in and
Do it.
add the names.
Yeah,
It just
well,
won't be in real
yeah.
time, but it'll be pretty
Okay.
close.
All right,
Lack of choices.
Compromise.
yeah,
So I put land, and then maybe it will come through.
okay, so,
Oh. Let's do it here
We'll
Okay.
make doing work around it.
okay,
Yeah,
so
keep it
you'll just put in the minutes that you're going to take that particular grant and then
Yes.
we go back from the minutes and, okay, we'll do it that way right now.
Sign up for one.
I'll take the voting facilities one. I've already started looking at that one.
Okay.
So just to bring you up to speed, Carolina, we're assigning, people are volunteering to take on, doing a deep dive into each of the grants to see how well they might fit. These were grant opportunities that were recommended by the original Waterfront Access Committee. And then I think a couple others that I added in from.
I'll take the Maine Outdoor Heritage Fund.
And so who has? who
We only
has-
have 3 so far. Land for Communities is me, voting facilities is Nathan, and the Outdoor Heritage is Gretchen. So we can,
I can do the land and water
that
conservation.
one looks good too.
We ended up skipping this one, or both of these actually, haven't we?
Oh, I'm on 4.
Oh, you're on 4, is somebody on 3?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay. I'll also take, the Island Institute, they have,
That one seems like a good.
unless
idea.
you want it.
No,
I mean, they have a working waterfront piece, so I don't know if we live in their working waterfront initiative.
Sorry.
All right, so where did we leave off? Did we get this far?
What's left?
Shore and Harbor Planning.
And brownfields.
Alan seemed like he was interested in that, wasn't he?
I thought he said he was, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I'll look at the shore and harbor planning grants.
Okay. And then maybe tentatively Alan could be here. He's brought it up almost
Yeah.
every meeting. So I assume he's knowledgeable and interested. Are you looking to assign these, Mary? Yeah.
I'm going to go into the action plan and I'm going to try to share it with, let me try that.
What do
Can you
want
go
me
up to that little Winterport thing and see if it has anything I can use to media at Winterport? Okay. Yep, there it is. Editor. Send. Okay, try it.
Okay, I think you have to reload. Yeah, it worked, but you have to go and refresh the page
Mm,
of the,
okay.
okay, you should be able to do that.
Fantastic.
Awesome. All right,
Okay, so
so
that
this
is
is-
yourself.
There, workaround. It's called a workaround. Okay, excellent.
Voting facilities is Nathan. That was me.
And outdoor heritage.
I'm sorry, don't know your first name.
Gretchen?
Gretchen. I spelled it right?
Yes.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Better
a
than
weird
me
name.
spelling Kimball less.
Every spelling in my name in the book.
Land and
Me.
conservation.
That one's me again.
Okay,
Okay,
that's it.
that's it.
Okay.
Thank you all. Okay, excellent.
Nice to see some progress on that tab.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go right into updates and start with legal.
Yay.
So, if you go over to the notes and click on that first one, title search. So, do we want to leave all the notes in, or do we want to, if we have updates, do we just want to put the updates in?
I think the most recent updates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
that
people-
makes
So I
sense.
try and check it like Tuesday before it comes, so
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what I've been doing.
And we
Okay,
can
so-
always see
yeah.
old versions if we have a debate
Yep.
Yeah.
for some reason, but I think.
So Patrick Lyons has agreed to work with us. And Casey arranged a phone conference with him about, what he's stepping into. And I was talking with him about something else, and he asked if I wanted to come and be part of that. And I said, well, let me bring it to the committee and see what you think about my being there, or do you want someone else to represent the committee? Just as a way of letting them know what we've been doing, what we feel we need. So it's at 11 o'clock tomorrow,
What is it, 11 o'clock?
the phone conference with Patrick Lyons.
I think it'd be very helpful to have you join that conference.
I think so too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be glad to do that. What are some, yes, Bill?
I would, and I agree, I think as far as chairperson, you have that responsibility to do
Okay.
that. Unless for somebody else, you won't sign it.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
would type up a couple questions and email them to you. The legal. And then you can ask him.
Right, so I was going to do up very quickly, because this is a turnaround time, if you could check your email before you go to bed tonight. I was gonna go home and just write out a little bit about what I would tell him about our process, and what we had been informed by Christie was needed, see if he agreed with that. And then ask you to contribute any questions you at this point might like to ask him to prepare to advise us on. So, and then you could get that to me by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Well, by 10:30 tomorrow morning. Then I will do that, and I will take notes so that I can bring them back to you. Or actually, I'll take notes so that I can just email you what his thoughts were. The most important thing, of course, is, as we were told, is about the title search and the lien and foreclosure process, making sure that that cannot be challenged. And last night, at the town council meeting, I was presenting our report, and one of the council members asked where we were getting the money from to pay this lawyer for the title search. And so I deferred to Casey, and he said the town council contingency fund would be used to do that. But it did beg a question for me about whether our job in terms of the feasibility report to the town council is to just let them know what expenses would be involved if we chose to purchase this property? Or is our charge to examine those items that would determine whether it was feasible? So in other words, do we go back with a report that says, well, if you want a title search and a liens process review, that's gonna cost you this. If you want a title search, this is gonna cost you this. If you want an appraisal, it's gonna cost you this. Versus getting those things done so that then we can make a recommendation about the feasibility. It's like the cart and the horse, you know?
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Did they give you any clarification on like what they want handed to them?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
that
No,
okay.
and I asked for that. So
Great.
I will say that I did ask for that. I asked for direction from the council. So no.
Okay.
So, like, I remember when Casey was talking about it the first time, and then when I asked him through the email, right, like, hey, how do we pay for this? Because initially, I remember clear as day, you guys don't like worry about money,
Right.
like,
I
I
remember.
worry about that, and that's what we were talking about, like, those
Yeah.
$30,000, and it doesn't matter because we take it out. And what Casey said is, well, the town council approved, like, the creation of this group, right? So, like, they implicitly are, but obviously we need more clarification, but I think if it's just the first thing, then, like, then we're almost done, which I think if we don't do the feasibility, it won't, like, nobody's gonna do it.
It won't happen.
We have to
Well, I think,
invest
Yeah.
our report.
and the town's acquired this property, correct? I mean, it's a tax acquired property, so, you know, I get a little defensive sometimes, maybe it's because I'm short. You know, I don't know what the tone of that conversation was, but because the town is acquired it, my understanding from the attorney is like the town is now required to do the attorney work to make sure we have, you know, we went through the foreclosure property, right? But, you know, that's not, we're doing that almost like as a, you know, as a favor to the town in some sense. Like it's not, you know, the town is required to do that. And the town's also required to establish the value by getting a commercial appraisal done. You know, so those things have to happen whether there was a feasibility study to determine whether the town was keeping it or not. Like even if once the town acquired it, now it needs to go through those two steps to dispose of it. You know, whether, you know, if it was keeping it or not keeping it. So I don't know, I guess I'd keep that in mind, right? I mean, those are steps the town has to take. The town has to pay for them.
Independent, yeah.
Yeah, the
Yes.
moment they decided to acquire it as a tax acquired property, they're on the hook for the lawyer and the appraisal. Even if they, you know, even if the counselor said, we're never keeping that property, they still have to do those two things, so.
To sell it.
They have to
Agreed.
give them a clean deed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so therefore the attorney, and then to dispose of the property, they have to establish current value through an appraisal,
Okay.
right? So,
Agreed. Those
yeah,
are,
yeah.
those are already,
so the town needs, I mean, so ultimately the town needs, you know, whether the councilors realize it or not, once they acquired it as a tax acquired property, they became on the hook for those two things, no matter what, I think.
I would also argue that without getting any sort of numbers, feasibility is just a wish and a dream. There's no way to know what any of it means, because it'd be great if we did this, but it doesn't mean anything unless we know how much it costs and whether anyone can afford to do any of it.
And then with the attorney, whether we can even have it.
Yes,
So can we have it?
and can we afford it?
Yeah, if it's a $50 million property, probably not, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm following along and it's great because we're heading in the same direction. I also heard on that council meeting last night, the gentleman saying right there, I will not name him, we don't need no more waterfront access. We need to sell that and collect the taxes. Well, and that's a predominant thought, I think, on the council. Except, I don't know about all of them, but I think that's a predominant thought. And that person who made that comment will do everything he can to shut it down. Now, how do we fight that is in my head. Saturday when we were up there, I talked with a couple people. Loved this place. Even John walked around and said, if you can get your hands on this, do it. It's capable of carrying itself and providing monies to the town. And one of the boat owners up there said, oh, this is a great marina. And so that's two people that I've spoken with. The third one I spoke with over the phone. I'm trying to think who the third one was, but it was the boat owner that was sitting in there. And he never did put the boat in. It hasn't gone in yet.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but I talked with another gentleman whom I'm meeting up there Thursday afternoon. And he's a businessman in Winterport, owns a good business. And he's gonna come down and he's gonna write us up something, what it's gonna cost him to clean it up. Now, it's good, and you know this, we can identify all the costs. Now we gotta go looking for the revenue to offset those. And I believe it's there. I measured the keels of 80% of the boats up there. Now, 10 years ago, a local boat owner put a sailboat in up there and he put it inside the building. And he was charged $40.
Can we hold this until we get into your visit? Talking about your visit?
Well, I'm
Because-
kind of talking about, what I'm doing right now is coming off what they're talking about. We have to justify
Right,
the return on investment.
right. And let's, that'll be part of the process that we can get into when we do that. So what you're saying to me is, in answer to my question, is that we need this information before we can make a recommendation.
But also to the town council who says, where are you gonna get this money?
Right, right.
2019 Article 37, they changed that to invest in funds to purchase the property. To do this, what we're doing. And how I read that was I was moving stuff out of my storage locker up there.
Right.
There's the old town meeting, well,
You're talking about 2009. 2019 just revised the language
To use that
to
money.
add, to set aside, to be used to obtain grants,
And
grants
This is where,
for
when
planning.
you get ready to do the grant, you need all
Right,
this stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, but that, okay, so my thinking on this is we need to know whether there's a clear title or whether there is any problem with the foreclosure process. Because if there is, it shuts it all down because you have to resolve all of that. It may not shut us down. It may just take us in a different direction to get that all cleared up. And we may need to extend time. So the expense of getting that done is actually critical to our work, just critical to our work. We can't move forward without knowing that those things are all clear. So that was my thinking on it too. So I hear consensus that these are expenses that we need in order to do our work. Is that a good summary?
I think it is, but I think
Whatever.
I think you'd add to it. I mean, so if someone was, of the mindset that, we don't need to be bothering with this, we're not gonna do anything. Even if that was someone's mentality, the town still has to hire the attorney before they can dispose of the property. So,
Right.
That, it works in parallel. We need it, and
Yeah.
even in the absence of this committee, the town needs it. So
And-
those are
yeah.
kind of parallel needs.
There are always going to be people who have different opinions about what is the direction the town is taking.
Of course.
There's always
Yeah.
going to be. So our work cannot be affected by that. Our work is clear. We need to determine whether this is feasible. And we are, I think, moving in a great direction towards getting towards that. So that answers that question. So I will speak with the attorney about getting that title search done as quickly as possible, and the review of the foreclosure process
Mhm.
tomorrow, so that he gets right on that without another week going by with nothing happening. Is everyone
That sounds
okay with that?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah.
You're okay with that? Okay. All right.
Under
Would you note that there is consensus that?
Yes.
Okay.
That
Great,
Under
that's
protest.
yes,
Under protest, because we should be splitting our work up, and you folks are going that direction, while I continue to go in the
Yeah.
other direction to get a return on investment.
I
So-
don't think anybody's arguing that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
we're
all
into
agree
this
with
process almost 8 weeks now. We're gonna be coming into the holiday season,
Mhm.
where things are gonna slow right down to a crawl.
Mhm.
And it's my experience, we need to get as much done on all fronts.
right.
I think everybody's agreeing
Yeah.
with you.
And that's what we're doing. We're multitasking here. So let's leave legal. So would you put under the league and lien and, what does that say?
Foreclosure review.
Foreclosure process, put Marianne will request attorney to, or you don't have to put Marianne, will request attorney to complete on line 2.
I mean, that's essentially the same thing as the way they work for the attorney, right? You want me to change that?
Yeah, get rid of that, because we've got the attorney now. You don't even have to put my name in there because it's already,
All right, so what do you want me to say?
will request lien and foreclosure review. Put a date, put tomorrow's date, 9/4. And the rest is still okay, because we're talking about that Superior Court decision we were confused about. We were talking about probate issues, and that'll all come out of, I think, the title search.
Yes.
Should.
So. Okay. And Sundance is already updating us on his work.
Yeah, so, that fellow was just, gathering whatever information they can to have something informative to say to us, and, we could maybe have him meet with us in the next 2 weeks. I think that would be pretty important.
Fantastic.
And I think if we get the legal and the appraisal thing going, Phil, I think at the same time, we can really get
But we
aggressive
have
on
a
it.
time limit once we ask for the appraisal.
Once we receive the appraisal, so, we can ask him to kind of slow walk it so
Yeah.
that you get
So
it.
we won't know any prices or anything.
Well, yeah,
My guess is that they'd be able to give you a pretty good idea. Like, I don't know if he'd get real tricky, right? But I mean, if he's 98% of the way there, he could tell you, this is what I think it is. But if you don't officially want to know for 3 more weeks, that's when I'll officially tell you.
You can find somebody that'll play that slow down now.
Yes.
That'd work.
this is why timeline is on the agenda, because
Yeah.
we need to begin to develop that. Okay, anything else on legal from anyone?
My
I
only,
do have a folder of all of the documents that were sent to Casey from DEP, Bangor DEP, on the work that they had done. So that is here. And for you to look at if you haven't reviewed it on,
Is it also on the folders that you have online, or is it only here?
we'd have to go and look, unless I'll take the time to do that
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
I think most likely it is, because I would have, yes, I think most likely it is. But you all got them. I forwarded them to you, so, and then I just had them print them off. So,
Those are all forwarded to us?
Yes.
Those are already forwarded to us?
yes, yeah, you got fees, but that's why I brought them, so that people could take some time to look at them. Okay,
What were you gonna say?
Nathan, yeah.
So it would come up in my update from the walk around with Phil anyway, but since we're in legal, one of the boat owners said that he was aware of this committee and all of the things going on. And had talked with Casey about liability because he's a business owner and has lots of
Yeah.
concerns in that direction. And he said what he was told by Casey was the town liability covers the property and the buildings, but not like all the boats and things.
correct.
So his concerns were how much the town could be damaged if like a big storm came through and rolled over 10 boats or,
Tort law,
I don't know
Protects the
enough
town.
about that, but.
yeah. That was the answer I got, that we don't have to worry about people getting hurt down there. Personal property, that's their personal property, if, you know, if they're not, there is an issue, that I have that I want to talk to the lawyer about at some point with all of us, which is the whole issue of personal property, which came out loud and clear for me in your report. So when we get down to structure site conditions, we'll talk more about
Yep.
that. Yes, Bill?
But building up on what Nathan just said, you're absolutely correct about the tort law. A storm comes in, knocks them over, there's tort law. But they're still actively running a business up there.
We're gonna talk about that. That is one of my big
And that's
concerns.
not good.
We're gonna talk about that. Do
Yeah,
you,
I wanna
do you
task
wanna
the
talk
lawyer,
about
that's-
that now in legal as opposed to when we get to Nate's report?
That would be one of the questions I would ask.
We'll come
Cindy
back
in
to
the
legal.
morning
Okay.
to talk with the attorney about, because they're still running a business up there.
Okay.
She has 60 boats planning on coming in.
Yeah, I know, that raised red flags for me, everybody.
For everybody, I was like, I thought, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they still
Unless
have
they
their
just
sign
drive
up
them
front.
out.
And they're still
They're
taking new
not
customers.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it seems like the only maybe positive though, when, planning folks were here, Jim Gilbert,
Mhm.
just mentioned that if there was if the business continued to run, it wouldn't have to be re-permitted if we were to acquire it and lease it to Front Street or somebody. And so I don't know if that's 100% true, but
As it's currently operating up right now,
There are no permits.
There are no permits.
there's no permits in it.
Nothing has been permitted.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought Jim said that there was permitted use as a marina. Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, it's permitted use as a marina, but there's no permit for any of the stuff on the front on the water itself.
Oh, okay.
So if something
What a
happens
mess.
down there, and this is what John was kind of alluding to.
Okay,
Yeah,
is that
okay,
This
So-
creates a liability for the town.
for sure.
yeah.
I'm sure we all have that question for legal and you were gonna write it. It's just like, if it's foreclosed, how are they running this business?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what up
Yeah.
with that?
The previous lawyer, Christie, did address that briefly, saying that it would need an eviction process, just like, the business would need an eviction process, just like,
Like a home.
the people, the squatters.
Yes.
So that was what I remember. I think I'd want more clarity on that.
Yes.
Because, yeah, okay, let's look.
Yeah, you're gonna write that email, we're gonna look, but I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
has that question
So-
in mind.
Okay,
Environmental, tomorrow, 8 AM. Are you coming?
8 AM or 9 AM?
8 AM.
Yes, 8 AM.
You meeting me there?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Thank
a
you,
soil
because-
test, yeah.
I'm glad you went and did this whole walk, because then you're more prepared.
so, and did you get an answer from Casey about paying for these?
Yeah, so basically, like, if the town gets an invoice, and so then I talk, so Sundance, just, I was very, like, I don't know, because the way that the process in theory was, based on the soil testing people, so they would give us the kits for free, but then, like, it was actually $25 per kit, but we don't know how many kits we need, because it depends on the property and
Yeah.
how many things. And I was under the impression initially that we needed to like pay there, right? But it's just like, how do I pay there? Like, I don't know how much it's gonna be, right? I can't invoice the town. Should I just pay for it and then reimbursement, like that is an option, but it's the least good option. But though I talked to, forgot her name, but she told me that, so basically I have to pay Humane's Labs, so I can actually ask for an invoice. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. So she'll give us the kits. I don't know if we're gonna collect them tomorrow or she'll just show us one. And if not, then, because my husband at the end is not gonna come because he had to start harvest today. So we'd probably go Saturday or Sunday and he knows how to take these as well. But like, I don't know. But then once we take them to, once we know how many kits, we can ask Humane to send an invoice and then the town will pay for it.
Perfect.
Well done. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll ask her tomorrow about also the water tests as well, because she knows about that. And also, oh yeah, but in use, we haven't gotten to uses yet.
Oop.
I just moved that over so I can see it. Any other updates?
I called the DEP again. My email didn't get a response, but I called them. I'm waiting a call back from Melissa Richards. She specializes in hazardous waste remediation. And I'm expecting a phone call from her probably tomorrow, they said. But I was gonna ask her if she thought like a walk of the property would be helpful. But she definitely will keep her appraised of what the soil tests say.
Great. Okay. So in terms of violations, the one thing that came up for me out of this review from the DEP was that they addressed the issue of the acreage and the number of whatever could be within the acreage, but they never talked about they never addressed whether the problem with the stream and the erosion and I forget how they worded it.
There are no erosion controls being used on site to prevent the erosion of soils from the project site. And there was visible sediment from the exposed soils.
Yeah, and so that was never cleared up and addressed, and I'm don't know whether that needs any follow-up. What do you all think? What was the date of that? It was a few years ago.
2009.
Yeah.
I think it's eroded to its stall point at this point.
The thing is, he had his own construction company.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did a lot of the stuff themselves,
Okay.
even though they never called a surveyor or a permittee or anybody. He built that, what I'm trying to think of, the docks down there
Mm-hmm.
and the ramps. They did all that themselves
Okay.
because he had a construction company. Did he need to ask anybody? Probably should have, but no.
Okay, so we'll just let that lie. Okay, all right.
Cover environmental?
Yeah, I guess we're ready to go.
I don't have this. I just went through my emails.
I can make copies for you.
Yeah, I would
You would like
yeah.
copies? Okay, I'll make, does everyone want copies of this DEP?
I would like
Report.
it.
It's just
Fastest way,
extraneous
yeah.
information.
Yes.
I would like to
Right.
know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think I swear I saw that in the email, but maybe it's not the one we got.
Oh, it is, you have the docs in an
Okay.
email.
Oh, I don't need it.
Because I
Yeah, I do
download
want a
everything.
physical copy because
I,
sometimes.
me too, so now we're down to 2 physical copies?
Okay, I'll take one.
Okay, 3 copies of the DEP.
It's just a lot of emails, so sometimes
Yeah.
searching through them. That's why I asked if they were in the folders.
Right.
I think, I'm pretty sure I put them in there, and if I didn't, I will go do that, but
I can, yeah, once,
you don't have to print that out and use all your ink, let me just get you copies.
thank you.
Yeah, because I'm going through a lot of ink right now. I mean, yeah. Okay, great.
Uses, so I think this is where the report goes, or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm planning on starting the, since we were talking about, like the public and the stuff, I'll start working on the, on, on the survey this weekend, basically. So
Okay.
Gretchen, I'll send you a text,
Sure.
so maybe I'll do, and then we'll get together, figure it out with you to start putting stuff in and reviewing and stuff. I'll try and do like a small skeleton, and then we can add more things in, and I'll email Casey, because the other thing we might need is just like the number of people that live in the report, so we know that we have a good sample.
We can get that from the town website, I think.
so if you could scroll down and under the, wherever the survey is,
Survey for uses.
okay, yeah, okay. If you could just put a note in there that, yeah, what Carolina just said.
Starting the process of the survey, need to contact Casey.
Yeah.
Because the sample, we also, like, I'll see what's on the website, but we might, to be able to adequately sample, know the distribution of where people.
Yes, okay, I see what you mean. Yep.
Just so that we don't like just grab a subset.
Gotcha. Any other updates?
I don't really have an update. I mean, I'm looking at Wells, which was kind of the recommended model. Should we proceed? They have a good setup. So I emailed the harbor master, and I might reach out to the town too. I didn't hear anything back, but they do have, one thing we had talked about was like what happens next. If everything goes, moves forward, and we do kind of like retain the marina, lease it out, what happens then? What do we do? And Wells has a committee, and a harbor advisory committee. So it's just a new committee, it's like we're the initial committee and then you make a new one. And they don't have any meeting schedule. It says meet as needed or something, but they've got the minutes and everything on there. So it's just interesting to see that what they've done, found success at. And hopefully I can call, I only did an email inquiry, but I can give a call over and try to set up, I just said, could you answer some questions for me?
Yeah, I think reading the minutes and pulling out
And
any
see,
problems that they discuss or would be very informative.
Yeah, so I'll kind of dive a little
Yeah.
deeper, but the initial outlook was like, okay, they're a bigger town. I mean, they're seasonal, but.
That's a great
still,
idea.
It's a good
Yeah,
aspiration.
okay. Anyone else on there?
No.
Okay, let's move on to regulatory compliance. Nothing new there. I haven't heard back from Benjamin regarding the concrete boat ramp and permitting. It's still the same thing. If we decide to do a boatyard, or we'll have to get that after the fact permitted. So there's nothing new that I have there. Yeah, okay, so here we are, structure site conditions. So let's talk about Nate and Phil's observations there. So we have 63 boats that are on the property
As of last weekend, that was correct.
in various states of repair. Was John able to provide any information about salvageable, what looked maybe like salvageable or?
In the time we spent there during that visit, it was more a general, that one could probably be repaired, but like, and this one's too far gone, and without knowing which ones are actively owned and will be either staying on the property if it goes forward as a marina or being taken elsewhere, there wasn't a lot of value in identifying every specific boat and recommendation for it because it may not stay there. I do think that's something that we'll want to revisit if we end up evicting people and we know what's staying, making a useful inventory of what's staying on the property. But,
And we'll know that October 15th, it sounds like. Everyone gets their boats out by.
well, that won't tell us which boats are owned or not owned. The only way we would know that is if we were to evict everybody there and everyone took their boats and we knew what was still there, because that will just tell us all of the boats that are there, but
Yeah.
not who owns what and what its disposition is.
We might, after October 15th, know a little bit more about what percentage of
left.
boats
Yeah.
stayed. They could still be repaired, but at least we can say, at least
What's-
30% are someone's in
October
there.
15th.
Oh, it just says
So-
the boat retrieval.
So when I was talking with Roxanne at the ramp when she stopped down to check in on us, she said most of the boats return for storage between September, I think it was 9th and October 15th. Because Bucksport pulls their system, their piers, the floating docks, right around then. And everyone just tries to wrap everything at the same time.
So it's going to be more
So there's
complicated mess.
approximately 60 more boats, according to Roxanne, that will be coming back in and packed into that yard for winter storage.
So do I need to ask the lawyer about a cease and desist?
It seems like
Yes,
that's the only
yes.
way we can move forward
Yeah.
until there's not property coming and going, because also in that report, one of the boat owners had said she is still taking on new customers and added a new boat 2 or 3 days prior to our visit. So it is still an operating boatyard, adding new boats and customers.
Yeah,
And that's where the liability comes in. It's a functioning business, it's covered by tort laws.
I also do question operating a business where they're charging money for storing a boat on land that the business does
We
not
should
own.
get that.
The town owns the land.
right,
So
Problematic.
yeah.
Which is the other
In the
question we should
buildings,
ask
it's
the
not
lawyer.
only, yes, storing, it's not even the land, it's the buildings that the town has now acquired.
yes,
And for them to be using those.
Yeah, without permission and
Yeah.
getting gains on it.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
question.
they're,
Yeah.
they're making money on an asset owned by the town.
Problematic
Yeah, problematic especially because,
in so many ways.
it's so many ways. Yeah, cease and desist, but also how much money have they made so far? Since the land was acquired? And is there something like,
I will say one thing, if you're looking for a set of books from them, it ain't gonna happen.
I'm like, how are you?
I mean, you saw what was
So-
down there.
Yeah, let's not discuss, we had agreed that we wouldn't discuss the individuals that are there, but the business is something separate. And we have questions about that and about whether it's legal for them to assume that they can continue to operate the business and use the property for their gain, for their benefit or
Yeah.
gain. So I think those are all legitimate legal questions. And they need to be answered right away
Yes.
if they're starting to come back in. And
Yes.
the boat owners are assuming that that service is going to be there. They need to know that they need to find other places for their boats if indeed we decide to recommend taking action. Now, this gets into a little bit more than I think we have the authority to do. Once we have a legal opinion on that, would you agree that we then need to go back to the town council?
Absolutely.
Yes.
100%?
Yeah, so this would need to be something that they would need to be advised of, and
And
they,
decide on.
But again, it's a town issue, whether or not there's a feasibility committee, right? I mean, the town should be determining what how to best handle the tax acquired property they have.
Yes.
So it's just good to frame it that way, I think.
I think she means like, we have to tell the town council, these guys are still operating in the land.
Well, right, yeah.
And what the lawyer,
Yeah.
once he has a chance to look into it, will advise related to that.
Oh, but, yeah.
Yeah, no, I follow you. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a good wording, that like these processes have to be completed no matter what
Independent.
happens after, is a really
Right,
good way to
right,
frame it,
yeah,
the town council.
Okay,
And so, because, I'm of the, agreement with, I think most people here, that it seems really problematic to be running a business there.
yes,
However, if the state's challenging whether or not the town owns the land, that makes it more complicated. There's not been an eviction process, so that makes it complicated. And, if there's a world where they're either going to run or the town would want them to run the business, it is more advantageous to have an existing customer base if, the town acquires a marina that it's then gonna lease,
that's assuming that's what
Well, of
the
course.
use is going to be. Let's
Yes.
not make assumptions that that's what we're going to do.
Oh, certainly
That's-
not making an assumption,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's among the possibilities.
Right,
Uh,
exactly.
You have to list all your possibilities.
Yes, oh, I have said that a number of times, yes, we're not excluding anything.
And because it's the existing use, I mean,
Right.
it's a fairly plausible one,
Right.
right? So,
Right.
Yeah.
And it will be interesting to see what the survey provides. People in town, there may be boat owners that don't live in Winterport that are using it because it's convenient for them. Somehow they may live in Orrington or they may live other places. It will be interesting to see if the survey shows that the residents of Winterport are not interested in a marina. They are more interested in having a event center or whatever. So I think keeping that's why this is so complicated, because we have to keep all of our options open for probably the most of our 6 months. And then finally we'll come down to, in the last month, a credible report that can show what the benefits of each use might be, what the costs associated with it might be, what the revenue associated with it might be. So, yeah. So we don't know the condition of any of the buildings. But are you meeting with someone? Is that who you're meeting with to help us figure out the condition of the buildings?
I'm meeting with a recycling company, DM&J.
Oh, you are meeting with them?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Good.
See, the boats can't just be destroyed because some have fiberglass, and this is what I'll find out. John was saying some of these are wooden boats, some of these have fiberglass hulls. Fiberglass has to be
Okay.
processed differently.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of things. But if we can start getting to that, to get some of these costs, then maybe reach out to start the other side, the revenue side. That granted, they're all estimates,
Right.
but it gives somebody who
An estimate
might want it, say, well, geez, Bruce, because what I heard the other night, okay, is we're gonna rely entirely on the property tax base. No businesses in town. What I heard from the business community is, geez, that's great, that'll help taxes, we can start putting that in the general fund. $320,000, they can go towards paying the ambulance service. I mean, that's revenue, and they're only focusing on expenses. There's two sides of the equation.
Right,
Exactly. Exactly.
So one question that I would have for the lawyer is it possible to allow I don't know how we would determine, the interested boat owners to maintain their property, personal property on that property and not have to move all of their boats before the town decides what that property is going to be used for? Because people are not going to have the ability to move those giant boats onto their own property. They don't have anywhere to put them.
No, they'd have to find another boatyard like Belfast or,
Okay.
you know, they'd have to, and John was very clear that there aren't that many of
Right.
them around.
Is that a reasonable expectation, or is it possible to allow some of those boats to stay until it's determined whether it's going to be?
To stay, okay, possible allow the boat owners, not the business,
No,
Not the
but
business.
just the
the
boat
personal
individual-
property of the, boat owners who are,
I think he's thinking the exact same thing.
What?
So to that point, while we were walking the land, John and his wife both raised the point that if the town carries it forward as a marina, you do not want all of the boats leaving because you may not get them back in speed.
That's
Right,
what Sundance
that's what I was
was
saying.
saying.
Yeah,
Yes.
That
that's
makes
what I'm
sense,
saying.
that makes sense.
So, but yeah,
So-
we get into the point that I think which was Sun, if we ask them to like cease and desist, does that mean those boats also need to leave?
That's
That
my
would
question.
depend.
And I also think that goes hand in hand with the people who are living in that property, right? Because even if you do an appraisal, it can always happen that someone buys the land and then like leases it to the person, right? Like, so I think that is, I think both for the owners, the people who own the boats, but also the people who are living currently in the property.
So now I've kind of lost it. Right now, I understand you would like to know if it's possible to allow the boat owners to store their boats on the property at no expense.
I didn't say at no expense, just like, is that a possibility to have them be there so that if it does end up being a town leased marina, that the town doesn't lose a mass amount of customers. and
So
everything
who's
like that.
gonna charge them what to leave them there?
It's just,
We're-
I don't have an answer to that. I was just like, I don't know how to word it.
I have a suspicion it'll be a moot case, because if we haven't evicted the business, and someone said we were advised from the first attorney that you'd have to go through an eviction process, and that's not gonna happen in the next 6 weeks. And so those boats will come onto the property, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's gonna happen. It seems like that's not gonna, like, the eviction process takes a long time, right?
So-
They're
so-
different for businesses.
Is it?
Personal.
Yeah. It's gotta be more
Yeah.
than 6
It
weeks.
sounded
though.
from the first attorney that there was a very different timeline between evicting a business.
Okay.
And there's a
People.
whole idea of a cease and desist too,
Right.
which is a temporary kind of thing. So I guess maybe the most important thing right now would be to determine whether it is possible to stop a business from operating on our tax acquired land. Is that even possible? And then if the answer is yes, then it is our property. So I guess the question would be, what can we offer the boat owners?
Yes.
Yes. That
Yes.
is,
Great. That's a great way of putting it.
she's writing, she'll get to you, Phil.
Okay,
We all see you.
okay, got that one, yes, sir.
One of the things I'm thinking of, and I know I'm probably out of order here, but once we determine a base from what to operate, evict, no evict, seize, do not seize, salvage, do not salvage, is once we get these questions worked out, in order to maintain the business, work out something with the business owners to continue to operate it under our authority to get them through and their customers through this. I guess what I'm saying, don't run in there and cannibalize everything,
No,
but, hey, let's see if we can find a way out of this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
And when
lease
people pay
it.
their fees, it comes to us and we pay you.
Exactly, like,
Something.
fine, I was gonna say the same
Smooth
thing.
transition.
Is there a
For the
way for
customers.
them to like, yeah, pay, basically, us lease it to them? But that also means liability, because once we lease it to them, there is a liability issue
They
right
would
there.
have to hire an accountant that would open their books to the town.
They'd have to be able to pay for a lease.
Yes.
Well,
So
we don't
make,
know
you
anything
know,
about
it's
that
almost a
right now.
broader question. It's almost something like, you know, what are the pros and cons of either allowing or trying to stop the business from running, right? I mean,
There's lots of options.
there
Just
are,
whether or not we can get the council to be patient with this process.
Mhm.
Like I said, that comment from the audience.
Oh man, this got complicated, so
There
it
was-
is
Super complicated.
to
And it's
turn-
complicated to lease because now they become tenants as such.
That
And
Sounds like a bad
tenants
idea.
have rights.
Mhm.
Whereas, I mean, squatters have rights too, but not quite as, yeah, so,
A one-year contract to lease it to keep them operating. That's what they did out front of the field. Their lease renews January 1,
mhm,
if the town accepts that lease.
what's the position of
Why-
the estate?
Hmm?
So, you know, what is the position the estate of Roger Johnson's taken? Are they taking the position it's their property and they're just continuing to operate it as if?
They're just gonna continue to operate it. There is still anxiety between the two parties.
Yeah.
Which I was up there with Stanley the other day, and you could hear the animosity
Yeah.
between the two family members.
Mhm.
Uh, And others I can't go into because I can't prove. I know it happened, I can't prove it.
Gotcha.
Also, yeah, maybe after the meeting is over.
But they're not, I mean, they're not challenging the tax acquisition in
We
any
don't know that.
official way?
We don't
They're
know
all,
that.
no, they're not, they've lost it and it's gone.
Okay.
That's what's
That-
causing the animosity.
Well, and the reality is that's why we want the lien and foreclosure review, so that we
Exactly.
can be sure everything was done correctly, so it cannot be challenged, so.
Yeah.
One of the things that's interesting here is, when the full dock was out, the marina was making approximately $40,000 a summer.
Of
That's
profit or just income?
That's
That
right.
is word for word what Roxanne told
Yeah.
me when she was talking to me, so that's all I got.
And to me, that's an interesting figure. So we're talking about income only in the
Winner.
summer, but the storage over the winter would also supplement that, right? If you're storing a boat, you're charging.
You're being charged,
Okay.
yeah, like, so any property you
And
pay.
you got two
Yeah.
different fees, one for inside storage and one for
Yeah.
outside storage.
Mhm.
10 years ago, the inside storage was $40 a foot,
Wow.
$1,700.
I mean, if it's $40,000 in just in profit,
Yeah.
not income, profit,
Yeah.
Well,
which we don't know.
We don't know
you-
which
you do-
is.
Which one it
and-
is.
and then
That's
there's
pretty
the
good.
figure.
Yeah.
There's the figure. The 40,000 is revenue. We don't know what else is taken out of that.
That's what I'm saying, we don't know if the
Yes.
40,000 is income or profit.
So it's just
They're
an
two
out of
different
context
things.
number.
Revenue.
Entirely, yes.
Yeah.
I know,
I
That's what
didn't
she's
feel
saying.
That's what I'm
any
saying.
interpretation.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Different ways. of-
I'm married to an accountant, they're three different things.
I have a PhD in economics.
Oh my God, sometimes we get into it.
And-
Because you
and I-
have net and then you have gross.
So one of the other concerns I had regarding the boats that are there that don't appear to be owned or claimed or whatever, that's the 63 or 60 some.
No, the 63 boats that are currently there, some of them were even actively being worked on while we were there.
Okay.
Yes.
So we
They're
don't
just
even
the
know if they're
boats.
abandoned.
Some had holes in the side of them.
Some
So-
were,
That's-
some were in deep disrepair, some were actively being worked on, and some I couldn't tell.
Right, so John seemed to say that finding hull ID numbers and registration numbers on abandoned boats will likely be a challenge.
Yes. So prior to 1972, any boat that was built didn't have to have a hull ID number. So any boat older than that may or may not have a serial number you can find and track in any useful way. Anything after that, they have to be on there in specific spots. They're not always spots that are fun to find.
Okay, so another question I would like to ask, let me see if you agree, is can we require the business
Oh, that's a great question.
to provide
The list of its
Yes.
clients.
an
And the boats.
inventory of
Can ask
boats?
them.
And,
And I'm serious when I said that, you can ask them.
Well, but
Well-
they're lawyers, so they could, I don't know if they could subpoena.
They could, but my point is, they're not bookkeepers down there, probably all the receipts in the backseat of the truck,
but
you know?
if,
And where do we move from there? That
Right.
would be another question.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
They would still have to submit something, even if it's not the best, it's better than nothing.
Right, I agree. We get partial information.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
because they're on our.
2009,
Yeah,
no, it's 1998, all the way to 2009,
Yeah.
he was able to skirt the DEP.
Yeah. Yeah.
By being abusive, obscure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So the attorney from Rodman Mitchell said there's a pretty defined process for how you get rid of abandoned property. So, I mean, it's not problematic.
Right.
I mean,
No.
Right.
There's some number of notices in the paper
Right.
and then you auction it and then it
Yeah.
goes. So,
Right.
The
right.
problem is establishing which pieces of property are abandoned
Gotcha.
and which are not, which will only get harder when 60 more boats come on.
okay, but wait a minute, these are all personal property. So
Yes.
okay, so that's handled differently. Our concern is that this personal property is being stored on our property.
Yes, we
Yes.
don't,
And our concern is, what do we do about that? Really, what do we do about that? Especially if the business is continuing to
Profit.
take in, yeah,
but that's,
Okay.
that's part and parcel, because if you don't know who owns the boat, you don't know how to make the boat go away.
exactly. That's why we need to,
A classic example is the boat in the river up there, finally, 25 years later,
Mhm.
finally got enough people donate money to get it out of there.
Oh, did they? I hadn't even noticed.
Yeah.
I'm so used to it being there.
It's still there, but it's coming out,
But
right?
it's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
The
that's
one near
25
Bangor?
years.
Yeah.
That boat is set there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nobody could do anything about it.
where is this?
By the.
Right by the water
Hamlin
treatment.
Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the
if you're
fuel
driving on 1A
Yeah,
and from Hamden to Bangor, right before you get to the water treatment, if you look at the water, it's not always, you can see the boat wreck. It's in the water.
okay, right, up in Hamden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right where
Suspicion I
Hamden
used to do
becomes
on the boat.
Bangor.
Oh,
What?
Oh, that's fair.
that all.
It's really fun.
How many kids do you have?
Two.
Yeah, it is.
But if you ask them about the abandoned boat in the river, they'll know about it.
Okay, so they've got custom, okay, all right.
So my thought would be offering any sort of a lease would be a terrible idea. And, but they're mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I just
some
want to
other
hear
guy.
what the lawyer says before,
Yeah.
because they can tell us.
We would not want to offer a lease until the lawyers.
No, right.
It would be also a good justice for the boat owners
Yeah,
in
because
their indecision, because after October 15th, when everybody else is full,
Right.
also I'm pretty sure there might be some people in Winterport who have boats there.
Absolutely.
And like,
they do.
they would be our biggest advocates if we decide to recommend there being a marina or something like that. Whereas if we're just like kicking them out, they're just gonna probably be like, let's just sell it. And that way we can negotiate with whoever buys it, so.
So one thing we would want to know is how many Winterport residents would be affected by this.
Yes.
So we need
to get a
an
client.
inventory of the
Yeah.
boats and ownership.
Client.
Yeah.
I mean, ownership
we
list.
want her to give us a client list.
And some of those boats may have been there for 15, 20
Nathan will tell
years.
you, one of my comments up there was to put a gate up there and high security and put them in front of the door. I know that's extreme, but you know what it also does? It causes movement.
Mhm.
If we're gonna lock the gate up, they're gonna answer to us quickly.
I will say there was a very strong sentiment from the boat owners that were there that they want it staying as a working marina if possible. No, I don't know if all of them were residents of Winterport, but One of-
One of them was Arlington.
I know one
Which makes
was
sense.
Searsport area,
So where were they working on their boats?
wherever the boat was sitting in the yard.
On the property.
On this, yeah, on this map.
There were different people
Yeah,
in different spots just working on their boats.
about how many? You said several, but I'm curious.
3 or 4?
Yeah, easily, yeah.
3 or 4?
When I went up.
But that's the day they
Today,
visited.
no,
Yeah,
yesterday, when I
that's
went up
true.
yesterday, there was half a dozen people up there.
Working
It's
on
still
boats.
active, yeah. But I'm walking around, some were up on
Yeah.
the road, some were walking around. They weren't there Saturday. So I mean, it's still, it can give you an impression that it's an active boatyard.
And in my notes, John's wife Ann did raise the question, are there people living aboard any of the boats that they're actively working on the town property?
Well, we do know from when we first went down there that one gentleman, that boat that had the ladder going up to it was living in it, but he no longer is living in it. So so I need to ask, is there an issue if people are living in their boats?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to that, because that idea of how many residents, because I feel like if you're living a specific amount of time in a boat in Winterport area, then they're residents.
The big boat, the one that was supposed to leave, he was from Vermont.
And it didn't leave yet?
I don't think they got anything big enough to
Living
leave.
in their boats? Wow.
Maybe I'm not thinking of the boat you're thinking of, the biggest one in the bay where the guy was standing.
Where did they go?
His car had Vermont plates on it.
Oh, yeah.
I say, because he told me.
That
he was
is the
in Sears-
question.
I think he said he was in Searsport, but I could be wrong.
Or any of that, yeah. Wow.
It was a lot in one day.
How long were you
We
guys there?
clearly don't know enough about that place.
2.5 hours?
Yeah. He's-
Yeah.
I'm glad you're coming tomorrow.
Okay,
And
so
one of the school bus, but there was no tires on it.
can we go back to the action plan?
Yeah.
Because, in our notes, we need to put that Phil is meeting with DM and J to assess the conditions, right? Is that
Of-
correct?
of what's gonna cut that.
To salvage.
Yeah.
Stuff, right?
That will include boats, metals.
Yeah, so in the
everything.
notes. Yeah, the boats and
I
the,
would ask that you
Well,
don't
not-
put DM and J down, just J,
oh, okay,
the salvage company.
with, that's fine. Meeting with a
Salvage company.
what?
Salvage
Salvage
company.
company.
Okay,
Actually, you can put that right. up the
Actually,
top,
in the
right,
notes.
Up there.
in the
Building one, building
notes,
two.
For what, though, on notes? for-
Sundance, yeah,
under
for,
what,
just go back up. So boat garage 1, boat garage 2, boat garage 3, boat garage 4. Those would be, just say being assessed for,
Salvage.
for
Salvage.
condition, yeah. So that we can figure out what our recommendation is gonna be, whether to salvage it, whether to, yeah.
But the
So-
business owner you're bringing is not looking at a structure for salvage, are they? Are they
He's looking at everything.
everything? Okay.
So just being assessed.
I mean, that's
By-
kind of a comprehensive,
Yeah,
Okay.
just copy and paste.
He's not gonna
Right.
give us a cost,
No, not
tomorrow?
right now.
but he will go home and work on it.
Okay. You don't have to do Phil because he's already assigned.
Phil bringing and
That keyboard
Just-
doesn't like the signal.
Just salvage company,
inspection,
huh?
salvage company inspection.
Okay. Assessing condition, that's it. Salvage company assessing condition for each one of those. Because again, we're not asking them to do anything with the personal property, right?
No, he's gonna give us all of it.
He's gonna even, okay, so, okay.
And if some people
Okay.
come in and pick up their boats, it's gonna be cheaper.
Yeah, Okay.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
stop the process at
Oh,
any
sure,
time.
oh, sure,
But-
sure. Yeah,
My
No,
history of
it's
this
numbers.
and others, they're gonna hold us till the very last minute and make us cross that line. That's what we
Yeah.
want.
okay, so what are some of the other categories? He's not gonna do anything about the small garage or the apartments or the,
Houses or anything.
okay, so under boats, what is this Sandy Welt and Camden note?
He's the Admiralty lawyer.
Hmm?
He is the Admiralty lawyer that John
Yes.
recommended.
Oh,
He's the one
just
that
put
can help us with the boat.
recommended consultation there,
Yeah, he's the one that recommended about the boats.
Yeah.
How to get rid of them.
okay. But, our salvage company is going to look at them too, right, for,
Right, but the salvage company will kick in after Sandy Wells tells us how to get rid of the boats.
oh, okay.
Once we can get the okay to get rid of the boats, and the salvage company will step in and take them.
Okay, I see. So who is contacting Sandy
This
Wells?
thing's kind of giving up on me.
I've got their information, but I just didn't reach out because I didn't know if that was, if we were ready to.
Is it a distance?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, it works really well if you're really close to, like, if you guys
Right
switch
there.
spots. No, I think last remember that I said it's working better, because I first like,
It's a very short
Okay.
page.
Okay,
Behaving better?
And what was the other note?
to
again?
assess condition of boats, is that what we're asking him to do?
How do we get rid of them?
How to get rid of them? Okay,
Legal process for getting rid of them.
okay, all right, okay. Well, actually, no, it's not gonna be that, Kimball, it's just gonna be the legal process for getting rid of the boats as personal property, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the boats.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we get rid of marine equipment? A boat? You heard what a boat is, definition of a
That's
boat?
good, removal of
Yeah,
trash.
I mean,
Yeah,
they-
yeah,
I
right.
bet you throw money in.
Yeah, I told
I thought you were gonna make joke about Canadians.
They
I would
will
not
let you
do that,
talk
they have
about
stood by
first.
us so.
A boat.
What?
Remote.
Because you said a boat.
They'll let you
Free
talk to them
advice.
for free. They won't give you any advice for free.
So Nathan, were you able to get photos of everything?
I don't have pictures of every single boat, again, because I know stuff's leaving. I've got pictures of large areas to show condition, and I was going to ask you if you've got a folder you want them dumped in, because I can put them in anytime we need to.
So you want me to create a folder for photos, right?
Yep, I've got pictures of all the buildings, boats, trucks, all the stuff that we
Okay,
walked
so I'm
through.
gonna create folders for boats, buildings. What else?
I've got like the trucks and other equipment, because I've got an excavator and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Miscellaneous equipment,
And at some point, that will turn into a spreadsheet of all of the stuff, hopefully, if we can get a list from them for what we have for boats, because I'd like to have an actual spreadsheet of what's there.
If I may. That's another thing I was thinking about in the process, in the step by step. Once we get further into this, maybe mid-October, all of us go up, have the meeting up there, because it's gonna take a lot of time to walk through. Did we get this boat? Did we get that boat? And go up and get pictures of everything, maybe after the estimate comes in from the salvage, and she gives us a list, then it prevents her from adding more or taking away, and we have documented evidence of what is actually sitting there.
yeah,
And that's gonna take more than 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
We could have been up there all day.
Yes.
yeah,
And John pointed out that like,
wow,
if we end up, that the jack stands get left behind, those have a couple $100 value each, and I stopped counting in one building at, I think, 95.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work there depending on what stays and what doesn't.
yep.
Although you
all-
won't know
and-
until
and
the end
then-
anyway,
No,
right?
not
No,
unless we
we
evict.
won't.
Unless you evict, there's no way we know what's there until we're done.
So that's why the client list is so big, because I feel like if we have the client list and then we count the boats, and then there's a difference between the boats and the client list, that difference is the amount of people who abandoned the boats.
Probably, yes.
Yes.
And that's a good evidentiary piece of information.
Yeah.
Show to a judge.
Yeah.
These people are gone.
We are at 8:00. How would you like to wrap this discussion up? I have a long list of things to ask our attorney to look into.
Yeah.
So can I go quickly down them and then I will put the email together, send it to you, and you can add, I'll put it in Word, you can add anything else you want to it. Okay. Just advice on having a business running on the property, just generally. Possible to do a cease and desist until we can get a handle on what is going out and what is coming in. What are the issues related to storing the property and actually making gains on it? What can we offer boat owners? Is it possible to work out an agreement with the current business owners? Is it advisable, not possible?
Why would we?
I-
Okay, sorry.
I know, I agree with you. Go ahead and say it again.
So why would it be necessary to involve the business owners if people's boats remain there after? Couldn't the business be evicted? And
Who's gonna look at the boats and like make sure? Cause I'm guessing the business is still, it's not only just like, they're probably offering other services within like the boat storage.
People will go in and work on their boats in the winter. They have to be plowed out. And we would be responsible plowing them.
why?
But why I'm saying one of the, and it's just an option to
Mhm.
offer a 1-year lease to them so they can continue to operate. It builds credibility with the boat owners that are already there and that are coming in. And if we can get them to come back next year, we don't want to cut our noses off by our face.
Okay, so that is, we added pros and cons of allowing
Yeah.
that, so let's just explore that.
So why would it be necessarily to offer the current business to continue in any capacity? Couldn't the town just keep the plowed?
We could, but that contract is let out to somebody else, to Hopkins. Who's gonna plow it? The other thing is, to be honest with you, we don't have, what are their demands through their needs through the winter for power and repair? They do have a fully functional machine shop down there.
I mean, it seems like you could say those are not available this winter.
Right.
Like
Right.
you can
You can put your boat there,
you can
but
put your boat there, but like there's no power, there's no access.
And if they go somewhere else and may not come back, we don't know. But offering
like,
that,
I'm not-
we're coming,
I
I
have
guess
a
the best
question.
way is,
okay,
we're
we
being
can
the adults
continue
in
as
the
long
room
as you
here,
all would like.
you know?
No, it's just we're assuming that the only thing the marina does is just provide a space where people put the boats, and I'm not completely convinced that that's all they're doing,
They
right?
also-
Because
They do also do launching and recovery, and they do have the machine shop.
exactly. So I feel like if we're like, okay, you just leave your boat there, and the boat, it's like if someone's like, I want to take my boat out, like I want to take it out, like who's gonna go and have that? They can't do it.
You can't.
But I don't know if you can do that legally because it's
We
personal
don't.
property, right? And in doing so, You know what I mean?
No, I'm confused.
That if we're just like, okay, the business is there and your boat is in it, right? And it's okay, maybe you can keep it for here for now, but that also means you can never take it out until we let you know that you can take it out. Like, I don't know if it's something legal and then it gets us also into that liability space where that person cannot take it out and then something bad happens and it's up to the town, right? Like,
Yeah, I
and
know.
marinas also do like the sometimes fuel dispensing and I don't know how much of the fuel dispensing they do. Or what about the discharge? We were saying like the bathroom stuff, like I'm pretty sure that if the marina does more than just storage, then there has to be some administrative, right? And that costs money and it also brings in liability. So
Yeah.
I understand your point.
Yeah,
If
I
it
was
was
like-
just storage, but I'm not fully convinced it's just storage.
It's not.
It's not right now, but could that be an option that we like give the boat owners, like, you know, the marina's not operating right now, but we could sign, like, you could sign this like very short-term contract with the town of like, you can store your personal property for like this amount of time, and you can go there, but like, there's no equipment to move it, like, we can't launch it, like, none of
Yeah,
those
and I think-
services are available.
That goes to that question with
Well-
you where it's just like, what would they advise?
Right.
And there's a chance to have a really strong recommendation, and so that we can just kind of follow,
Mhm.
you know, go down that path.
And tell them that if we
Ask
have
all the
the-
questions. I agree, there's a lot of problematic things going on.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other thing too is the electric.
Yeah.
Electricity.
yeah.
Many of those boats will be on trickle chargers through the winter.
Oh, fact.
you
Yep.
know, So they can get them out.
Yep.
So did a new question come out of this? No, okay. So we're still good, what we can offer the boat
It's a learning experience
owners.
for all of us.
Hmm?
It's a
Is-
learning experience.
It's
Is it
so
advisable to work
complicated.
out an agreement with the current business owners, the pros and cons of allowing or disallowing them to continue operating? Can we require the business to provide an inventory of boats and ownership and/or ownership clients list? Is there an issue of people living in their boats while on our property?
But one of my questions was, is it a possibility to make an agreement with the boat owners and not have the business involved?
Without the business involved. Okay, got it.
My thinking is one or two of us are gonna go out and take Roxy, set up a time, and she's gonna have to walk boat to boat.
Mhm.
And tell us what she knows about each boat.
Yep.
And that's gonna get, what, another 60 coming in next
Mhm.
month?
And that's if if the current owners of the business are willing to do that. I mean, this is, yeah.
Don't put the both of them, him and his sister out there.
So, I mean, the idea that the town might be willing to work with the current owners might result in a cooperative,
Transfer.
yeah, yeah.
She-
Okay,
She
all
did
right.
say when I spoke with her that she was interested in it continuing as a marina and was happy to give us the information we needed, so.
Okay, great. Okay, that's great to know.
Some of the stories I got back, because I gotta tell you one thing up there, they were very customer oriented.
Yeah.
A gentleman who came up with his motorhome and he came up with his motorhome. He stored the boat over winter. He lived in Florida, came up with a motorhome. And when he needed to get from the land out to the boat, he needed a motor and his motor was in the shop. Bubby went down the basement, got the motor up, brought it up and let him use it the rest of the summer.
Mhm.
Bubby would have cookouts out there, and all the boat owners that were there all got lobsters.
Mhm.
I mean, he was very customer oriented. And to me, that's important in the business. You have to
Absolutely.
Try to maintain that.
Yep.
Thank you. very
No,
much.
sign the minutes. Thank you. I got to pass them around. Yeah. If you were here, you were here.
I was here.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of me, ain't gonna happen.
Okay, I think I got it. I will get it out to you tonight. And you'll get it back to me with anything additional. The minutes. were approved. So if you wouldn't mind
Yeah, I
signing
had
off,
looked at
that'd be great. And then I will ask the lawyer to talk slowly so I can take good notes. And then I will put that in an email to all of you, which will be on the agenda for next week. Full discussion, and he may be available for next week, so.
Is it a Zoom call or are you doing like a phone call? Do you know?
No, this is just a phone. It's
Okay.
gonna be on speaker. Yeah. Yeah. Are you thinking, I mean, they're easy to set up really quickly.
Oh, I was thinking if you could record it or if you needed to reference anything later. But
I can ask Casey and I can ask Patrick if they would be comfortable with, doing it as a Zoom call, because I'm sure he's going to be billing, for this call. And then I can send you the link, if you're able to tune in. And I can also ask about recording. Would anybody be interested in tuning into a Zoom call?
I think
I mean,
it
is
could,
that
it could only
even-
be one of, would that count as like more than 3 people? You know those rules, the
The FOIA
Yes.
one, yes.
It would.
Yeah, that would end up being, that would be like a remote participation meeting.
Mhm.
And this isn't a
Okay,
meeting
we
with
don't
an
need to worry about
agenda.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to leave
I
it,
just was
leave it the way
curious.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, thank you all. All right. We need, unless there's further discussion, can I just, can
Yeah, can we do the rules of
Do you
procedure
want to
next
take that
time?
out or no?
can we do it, we can table it, yes, absolutely. We'll table the rules of procedure.
We didn't get to our timeline either.
Oh,
Any
Um,
future, you go ahead.
that rules of procedure, section 3. Didn't you say it was 3 people? So we have a majority of 5.
Yeah, but it's the FOIA law. Our quorum is 5, but the FOIA law says if any 3 people are meeting, it's an official meeting.
Okay.
So that doesn't need to be in there. Yeah.
Can I have
Um,
or you wanted that?
so, and I did renumber them. I don't know if anyone thought the numbering was way off, all off, so I have corrected all of that too. But yes, we will take that up next time.
Are we tabling the timeline discussion too?
Yes, we are going to table that too. Thank you, Nate. We need to do that pretty soon, so that we don't find ourselves tripping over
My
ourselves.
husband is the one.
What?
The one person.
Should we wave to him?
You can wave to Paul, say hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
He just texted me a picture of it.
That was definitely, why aren't you home yet?
This is your husband.
Did you ask if we had sound?
Oh, ask Paul for
Yeah.
the sound. Yes.
Since the last
Okay,
meeting
so
didn't.
we are tabling the timeline, we are tabling the rules of procedure. Thank you, Nate, for catching that. We are gonna table future agenda items, we've got a lot on our plate. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Oh, who that first?
I don't know, that
was-
was.
Nate made the motion,
Yeah.
Phil,
I was like,
seconded, and we
Okay,
adjourned at
thanks.
8:16.
He said, yes, sounds